G'day, mate, and welcome back to Captain History with me, Jenny. Today's episode, we're going to do something special. We're going to be doing something special. It's already in the title. We're going to set up a smart nuclear reactor. Yep, a smart nuclear reactor. It's either going to create power or water. Well, primarily one of the two. But, it's going to make power or water. And we're going to hope that there's not going to be any nuclear meltdowns in the process of making today's episode. It's always a chance, it's always a risk, but, we'll find out together. At the same time, as always, I need to thank you guys for sticking with this series. We're now on episode 50 of a Let's Play, which means if you haven't subscribed by now, and trust me, I will be checking the analytics later, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed. I'm also going to be thoroughly disappointed if you haven't clicked the like button already, because it's a smart nuclear reactor. It deserves a like. You could do that at least. At the same time, as always, I need to thank the wonderful YouTube members. Today, we're going to be thanking a member who made a comment a couple of days ago. I believe it was the day after they became a YouTube member, and they were thoroughly disappointed. They were disappointed that they weren't named in that particular episode. And some of that has to do with the fact that I'm a little bit behind in member naming, that's probably more accurate, and that mostly has to do with the fact that, well, YouTube membership starts off at $1, and the reason it starts off at $1 is I'd prefer if 1,000 people watch this video, 1,000 people watch the series. I'd prefer it if 1,000 people decide to drop $1 against the video or against the channel and become a YouTube membership member, rather than having a couple of large whales support at a higher tier. Don't get me wrong, I'm very, very happy to have some larger whales choose to support the channel as well, but I'd much prefer to make it affordable and make sure anybody who could and has the opportunity to become a YouTube member can afford to become a YouTube member. This is why membership starts off at $1, which means that occasionally I'm a little bit behind in naming vehicles. And today, as I said, we're going to name CW Shellhammer, which I believe is one of the few names I've actually pronounced correctly. So thank you, CW, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you for supporting the channel. It's very, very much appreciated. At the same time, we need to talk about, well, some of the errors across the right-hand side, and the first one I'm going to jump on top of before it pops up is high supply of recyclables, because I turn that on and off as required. Next thing we need to talk about is construction parts. I have 4 machines making construction parts 2, of which 3 of those machines are supporting the 3 machines making construction parts 4 doing construction part 1. 3 of those machines are supporting the 3 making construction parts 2. Of those 3, 2 of those are supporting the machines making construction parts 3. The catch is I am constantly short of construction parts 3. So much so that these guys have been boosted for a couple of years now, and I have 135 parts in stock. I do have a whole separate box of 2,000 parts, but that's because we're about to spend probably about 4,000 parts this episode. If I add in the extra machines, it does mean that I technically don't have a surplus of making parts 1, which could be problematic. In fact, probably will be problematic in the future. But for right now, I think I prefer to have the micromanagement of occasionally I have to pause this belt so the loopback belt doesn't run, so therefore 50% of the parts go into, well, the box and not out of the box, rather than I'm having to constantly boost machines. Don't get me wrong, we have plenty of uni, but I'm just sick of boosting machines all the time. Alright, next thing I want to talk about, which means we're going to be jumping halfway across the map, is we did soybean farming last episode, but our Tomb of Captains still needs more upgrades. So we're going to click to go to the next stage, which is going to cost just a bit of material, but that's okay because we're going to uni boost it. At the same time, our garbage. We have garbaged right up to the edge of the map. Well, close enough to the edge of the map. We can not get a mega digger, a mega truck around the edge of the map, whereas a standard truck, no, I gotta wait long enough that it unloads and reloads the map and then toggles this back on. Aha! There we go. A normal truck can just squeeze their way past. I can't really fill out any more because that is like literally the edge of the map is a couple of tiles away. So we can have little trucks pass through, but not big trucks. We are having our trash dumped here instead because, well, eventually I'm going to want to bring the housing this way. We have 3 houses still paused, which means I have a little bit more room for more workers, but not a hell of a lot. Next thing we want to talk about is these farms. These farms are being queued up. They are ready to go. We are going to be planting wheat and corn because, well, why not? I still have chicken farms that are starving. Can we unpause those? Cool. I still have chicken farms that don't have enough food, which means we just need more food, which we're just going to unpause more farms. Because we'll unpause more farms, that means that we are going to need more water, which is what part of today's smart nuclear reactor is all about. Shipyard blocked is because, well, we're dumping trash in front of it. No supply of copper ore is because our mega excavator team is hooked up to a lot of storage chests. And they've dug out this whole section. We're going to be actually pulling them off that now and splitting them up to do a couple of different jobs. The first job we're going to be throwing them at is copper ore, because I want this gone. In fact, I want this gone so much that I'm happy, more than happy, to put in a box and set you to no. Yeah, you are set to copper ore, and yeah, that's the one, and hook that into that box, and yeah, just have somewhere for copper ore to go, because yeah, I really want to get rid of this. I want to expand out copper further, but to do that, I sort of need all this copper ore to go. On top of that, I'm not entirely sure whether, well, the copper's on the surface or some of it's underground. I think most of it's on the surface, but then I look at this one, I'm like, well, there's sand down here no matter what. There's a bit of different surface here, so there is a possibility that there's more copper underground, so we're just going to dig out everything. Hence, we're going to throw some mega excavators at the problem. At the same time, we are going to delete a whole bunch of storage boxes because we don't need them anymore. At the same time, I do want to mention very, very quickly, people asked in the fastest transport method video one of the problems with using chain storage is going around corners. Turns out if you come out to a storage 4, then go to 4 belts Mark 3, the belts are actually faster than the chain storage faster throughput. The chain storage works with instantaneous transfer, which means it's much faster going from here to here, but the overall throughput is technically lower. But if you do this, we can put in a bridge easily, and that means we can get trucks around the corner. Okay, we're going to be removing that. We're going to be removing that bucket as well. On top of that, we have these 3 belts. These 3 belts were taking resources all the way around here to this. Hang on, let's get you done with 2 there. To this bucket. We are no longer bringing materials to here, and we're no longer dumping on this side of the island. This side of the island is done. But that also means that these 3 belts that we're traveling around the map are also done. So we get to recover a whole bunch of construction parts, which is great because you're about to spend a whole bunch of construction parts. First thing we're going to be doing is this. This is going to be waste storage. We're going to be moving storage from A to B, which means I'm going to dedicate a truck to moving everything, assigned only, please. Moving everything from here to here, because we have 3,300 spent fuel here, and I want to move it to here. Now I'm going to have one truck do it. That way, hopefully, I don't have too much waste fuel being exposed to the air at the same time. It also means that this particular belt, which has 29 spent fuel in that reactor already, I need to sort of prioritize. We are going to logically be taking our spent fuel and put it over here right beside the farms. 1, because it's out of the way. 2, because I hear it makes the plants grow better. Yes, that's my excuse. Next thing we need to do is we need to set up the smart nuclear reactor. Now, as you can see, I've got most of the plumbing done already, because there's a couple of things I need to talk about. Let's use Unity, and let's do this end, because I need that end running. At the same time, let's get the first half done. Oh god, we're out of parts already. Yeah, we're out of parts, not out of uni. Awesome. Yeah, out of oh god, this one's over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have no idea which pipe's paused. No. That one. Okay. All right, we're gonna hit the pause button, and I'm gonna just scrape all of that and at least get it resumed, and the trucks can deliver. At the same time, we need to find some construction parts, which means Unity, those belts, cool, those belts, anything else I can quick delete? Yeah, a whole bunch of boxes for gold. Actually, we should talk about gold. Cool, with that done, let's go find whatever... Oh. Cool. Let's go with that, and part of that, because that's all important. And then we'll do that part. And pause button, and unpause those. Cool. Alright, that's enough. The trucks can deal with whatever's left. Alright, hang on. Mega excavators. We need to get the excavator team, and I need to bring them over here. Alright, mega excavator team needs to come over here and start digging over here. Main reason being is, well, I want to put food packs. I really want to start getting into food packs in the not too distant future. To do that, I would like to put them right here. The cache we're putting them right here is, there's a bunch of limestone in the way, there's also a bunch of copper in the way. So we're going to have our mega excavator team come out here and start digging, and then we'll go from there and see how lucky we get. You're carrying around coal, we're going to click that button, and then it's in the shipyard, and then it's not us problem. Okay, so smart power plant. Ooh. Where do we start? No, I'm still waiting on belts and stuff to disappear. Okay, they're going to take a minute. All right, smart power plant. So we have a nuclear reactor. We've been through our nuclear reactors before, and I do want to make another quick annotation, I guess. This nuclear power plant, I set this up whatever episode it was a while ago, and it was mentioned in the comments section. It was mentioned in the comments why I chose to run the thermal desalination plants using the depleted steam to make up our water allowance, rather than using the cooling tower large. The cooling tower large is going to get back 72 water for our 96 steam that we're putting in. We have 3 lots of 96 steam going into this system, which means I would get back 216 water of the 288 that I need, which leaves me 72 water short. The person, which I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, I do feel bad, but I did answer the question in the comment section, but I thought I would bring it up again because I've seen that multiple people ask the same question. Why do I run the steam depleted rather than running a couple of cooling towers and just making up the difference for the water? 72 water needs to come from somewhere, okay? Now, I got a couple of options. We could have a couple of groundwater pumps. That would make up 72 water without a problem. Problem is that's a finite amount of water, and it does require rain, and rain is okay to start with, but long term you may have some problems, especially if you start setting up multiple reactors. Multiple reactors need multiple amounts of groundwater pumps, which is going to possibly give you issues. So that's not really a viable option. As for taking some of the high pressure steam and converting and using this recipe instead, that's a viable option as well. But if I'm using high pressure steam at this point, I'm not making power. So we need to do some quick maths. We know that we get 5,000 megawatts for every 96 steam, which means one piece of steam is worth 52.08 kilowatts worth of power. And if I'm using 12 and 12, being 24 to make 96 water, it's a little bit more than the 72 I need, but it just keeps the maths nice and simple. It means that multiplied by 24, because that's how much steam I'm going to use, means I'm losing out on the potentiality of making 1.25 kilowatts worth of power. My depleted steam recipe here, each one of these costs 40 kilowatts worth of power. So we're currently missing 1.25. Actually, we should add to the using the high pressure steam. Using the high pressure steam, you'd still need 2 of these running 40 kilowatts each. Plus, you'd need a C pump running another 20 kilowatts each. So you'd still have another 100 kilowatts on top of that. So you'd lose that on the potentiality of making 1.25 kilowatts, and you'd have a cost of 100 megawatts on top of that. As for my system, I have 24 of these guys, all using 40 kilowatts worth of power, which is 9,060 kilowatts worth of power. Plus, I have two seawater pumps, these two here, at 20 kilowatts each, being plus another 40, which means I'm using 1 megawatt worth of power. Plus about plus 100 people. 100 people, actually 102, because I got 2 people doing dumps. So I have 102 people plus 1 megawatt worth of power. Using the cooling towers, you have 12 people, plus you have 4 and 4 in 2 of these, which is 20, plus you have 2 and 2 in there, which is 24, plus you have 2 dumps, 26. So it costs 1/4 of the amount of people, costs a lot less maintenance, don't get me wrong, it costs a lot less maintenance because cooling towers don't cost any maintenance, but you do lose out on a bit over a megawatt worth of, well, you end up 300 to 400 megawatts, kilowatts worse off power-wise. And also don't make that much excess surplus water, as water is one of the biggest concerns in captive industry, at least in my experience. I want as much free water as I can get. Okay, speaking of free water, so we have the primary nuclear power plant. Primary nuclear power plant has a couple of ways it makes water. One, it makes 72 water every cycle, which currently I'm doing the logical thing and I'm dumping in the sea. I know, it's less than ideal. On top of that, tied into the same system is the wastewater treatment plant for, well, making our uranium fuel. That's also tied into the exact same... Ooh, we should probably hook that back up. Yeah, I had to rearrange some belts. You good to go? Yes, you're good to go. Okay, plus we have the excess from the wastewater treatment plant, plus also this system over here, these exhaust scrubbers, plus this power plant if it turns on, plus, well, a few other bits and bobs like, you know, this wastewater treatment plant are all producing positive power as well. All those positive bits of positive water as well. All that water comes into this pipe via these 2 dumps, which we're about to turn off. And I was dumping the sea. We're no longer going to dump it. See, we're going to take it this way through this power plant, and we're going to do something with it. Before I do that, I need to unpause some things. Some pumps and dumps. Cool. Did I just pause a pipe? Oh, no, you're still paused. Yeah, you're paused because you're not hooked up to anything. So, smart nuclear power plant. Smart nuclear power plant operates slightly differently. Unity. We should be good to go. Alright, the way this one works is our 288 steam comes out, goes through this balancer. This balancer prioritizes it into making power. Power is going to be our primary function. We have these power generators set to number 4. We also have these turn on auto balance. So they will turn off if we don't need the mechanical power because we've pre-charged the flywheels. Speaking of levels, I'm going to change you to 6 and copy from you to your friends. Okay. That'll go into the then depleted steam after it's run through the power plant. Will run through these thermal desalinators. These thermal desalinators are going to come out through these balancers and into this tank to make sure the system keeps running. We have this one here, which has a... this gets rid of the excess water first. So this brings out the 288 clean water from these thermal desalinators, plus the extra 72 takes the primary output and feeds it straight through into the tank. The excess goes left, and for the moment it just goes left. We don't need to know any more information than that. If these guys are not running because we're not producing power, instead we have put the extra high pressure steam into this pipe, which will go into these, which we'll talk about in a minute, which make water instead of power. We have a booster from that water system in here instead if these thermal desalinators are not running, because no matter what, I need to replace that water. So that brings us to this system, which is a bit of a nightmare, which we need to... Can we please remove? Work faster. Can I also then, if I have uni and construction parts, can I get all of that done, please? Cool. Alright, because as soon as I can turn some of this on, we can actually start testing the system out. Recover and recover, because I've got no idea where you're trying to get to. And we also have a high supply of gold. Again, I have 38,000 gold in stock, which it turns out is never enough. Is that running? Yeah, it's still running. Okay, we'll just let the trucks build that bit. Not enough steel. Okay. Well, good news. I finally have construction parts then. All right. Oh, you're done. Oh, I wonder if we get to level 5 in one episode. 20 Unity says yes. Okay. All right. So, water and steam. Okay. Once, if the steam goes in this way, okay, it goes through another long thin tank. Yep. Also known as a pipe, to come over to these desalinators. These desalinators are hooked up to their own separate seawater, which we'll talk about if we have enough time. We probably have enough time. And then run into these guys. These guys are done in batches of 6. They're done in batches of 6 for a number of reasons. 1, to simplify my my maths, and 2, because of limitations on the seawater pumps. These guys need 60 seawater each. So if I do 60 times 6, we need 360 seawater, which conveniently is 3 seawater pumps. It will also fit inside a Mark III pipe. If I go to 7, well, then it no longer fits inside the pipe, and then I need to do funny shenanigans with balances, which, as you can see, we already have a number of balances because I've had to do lots of funny shenanigans. Okay, let's talk about the output. So we have 4 batches of 6 here, which are running 2 pipes down the middle, and also 2 pipes for these 2 sides, which come into some wonderful balances to really complicate our life. These balances. First off, I need to merge all the water together. I want to merge all the water together because I have 48 times 4 built. No, hang on. 48 times 6, that's what I want first, is 288 clean water. On top of that, I have 4 of them, which is 1152 worth of clean water. So I have that much clean water currently, which is more than 3 pipes worth, but less than 4 pipes. Yes. But then we need to subtract the 288 we need to run back into the power plant, which means I have 864 clean water left over, which is more than 2 pipes, Mark III pipes that is, but more than 2 pipes, but less than 3 pipes. So it means after I've subtracted out what I need, can we not have that added onto the calculator? Cool. After I've subtracted out what I need to run into here to run into the power plant, I have 3 pipes left over, which we need to run out and do something logical with. Ooh, okay. So first thing I do is I balance my 2 pipes and 2 pipes together into one balancer, which, as you can hopefully see, has 2 pipes hooked in this balancer, 2 pipes hooked in this balancer, to join the whole lot together to bring it down to 3 pipes. On top of that, we need to do some funny shenanigans, because we have either this system or this system, or a mix of the 2 systems, providing our clean water. We've already covered what happens with the depleted steam. As for the non-depleted steam, well, we need to get the water over to here somehow. First off, it comes through the balancer left and balancer right. They have a priority out first. Both of them do, which comes into this balancer here. So I'm taking some amount from the left and some amount from the right and brings them into this balancer, which then runs them into here. Don't forget, this one has a priority feed in from the depleted steam recipe. So depleted steam goes in, clean water from depleted steam goes in first, and then this balancer makes up whatever's left over. On top of that, we have this balancer here, which plugs back into left and right, which is a priority in, which is any extra water from the depleted steam comes in and goes in here. Okay. On top of that, we have our brine. Our brine is a whole separate set of pipes. We have one brine pipe here from the depleted steam. Depleted steam has 3 times 24, which is 72 brine. And as for the other one, we have 24 multiplied by 24 is 576 brine. Now, simple logistics says that in theory, I can't be running all of this and all of this at the same time. It's just not possible. So if I aim to get rid of 600 brine, we should be fine. So I have 2 pipes popping over here. These 2 red ones, which are going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each one of these dumping 60 brine each, which means a total of 600. Currently it's dumping clean water because I need to get rid of this pipe in just a second after I make sure that we can take our clean water, which is what we're trying to get to, and plug that into that pipe instead. Okay. Which means you can go away. Actually, yeah, remove that. I love the fact that I build something and then remove it straight away before it's even finished building. Unpause that. Crap, 200. Oh, population's full. That's our issue. Can we unpause another one of those? And come back to our pipe shenanigans. Whilst we wait for our pipe shenanigans. Settlements, please. I would like to borrow some people. I just need more slaves. We're just going to go around and do a quick purchase of all the possible slaves from all the different colonies we've visited. That looks like all of them. It wasn't as much as I hoped. Alright, first pipe. Okay, with the first pipe plugged in, I can at least start directing some water this way. Okay, so let's go with this pipe, which we no longer need. We can remove you. Thank you. Alright, so first off, we have a certain amount of clean water from this, and this, which come into this balancer. Also, the excess clean water from these thermal desalinators that goes into the tank, and then the excess now comes into this pipe. That excess then goes into this balancer, which we've already established is 3 pipes, less than 3 pipes, more than 2 pipes, but less than 3 pipes worth of clean water, which is going to come into this guy, which is then going to, well, go into 3 different pipes. I don't really care which pipe it ends up in, to then come up here, to then, let's build the pipes first. Let's grab, where do I leave those pipes? Right here. Because there's a waste storage in the way that is slowly being emptied. Can I put a, oh, that's the problem. Cool. With that done, we should be able to get you, and you, and you, and second one, please. Cool. And build that pipe, and that pipe, and we'll just bring you around as well. If the truck would empty this faster and not irradiate anybody, that's really important. You can't irradiate people. We'd have the pipes go a little bit more direct, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, with that done, I'm pretty confident that I can turn you on at least to power level 1. Nah, screw it. I'm confident. Power level 3 it is. Alright, so we're going to turn on a nuclear reactor. We're going to get you to start running. We've convinced our waste to go over there. You are taking in a whole pile of rods right now and a crap ton of clean water. No, you're the emergency cooling. We had 4,300 water, which is dropping as the reactor powers up. Okay. Clean water. Clean water's coming this way. Trading dock? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hang on. Is there anything in the trading dock? No. Yeah, that's fine. All right, our clean water's coming this way. It's then coming over here and going into our main clean water to feed our tanks, our farms, which is complicated again. This tank has 4 pipes coming out. Because there are 4 pipes coming from the exact same tank, we can assume that they're all balanced. Okay, we are taking 2 pipes into here and 2 pipes into here. This one and this one plugged into the tank, as do this one and this one. Consequently, I have this, and this being fed from the nuclear reactor, and we have a priority in on each one of those guys, because obviously I have to use the water from the reactor first. That water is then going to flow into, into here to redistribute all 4 lanes again to make sure that we're using evenly from both the reactor plus whatever we've added from the tank. Yes, tank and reactor are all shared evenly and distributed across all 4 pipes. All 4 pipes disappear into all the different farms, including another balancer right here to redistribute the 3 into 4, because Oh, I really want an 8-day balance. Honestly, it's getting to that stage. All right. To make sure that all the farms have lots of water. On top of that, as the game progresses, as we keep upgrading the farms, because the greenhouse level 2 uses even more water, we're going to need to probably inject water after every 4, probably every 6 farms. It's like probably either every 4 or every 8, because I'm only access every set of 4. Yeah, we're gonna have to start injecting water into different farms to make sure all the water's covered. But this should mean that we can start using water from the reactor, which 210, not a lot, 210, not a lot, and 205, not a lot. All right, this should mean we can start using water from the reactor. The main reason I want to do that is these guys are burning coal, and for every 2 of these running, well, for every set of 4 of these, it's about 150 clean water, okay, and uses 20 coal. So if I have a double batch here being a set of 8, that's 300 water, 600 water, 900 water. We have about 900 water from our new nuclear reactor, which means this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110 coal. 110, 120 coal that I'm burning up here to make clean water to feed into, well, all of this. If I can replace a certain amount of that with 12 uranium, that sounds like a great deal. It also means that hopefully I can stop mining out coal, because that's what I really want to do. I want to stop mining out coal. All right, trucks cannot reach recover. And what are you trying to build? Oh shit, there's a pipe right buried in there. That would be bad. I should probably build that. Okay, alright. Tank is already filling back up, which means even with the pipe missing, things were going okay. This is all built, this is all up and running. We now have you guys dumping out brine, and we should see pretty much every one of these brine pipes firing all the time. If, that's the important one, if we're producing water. If we're producing power, we won't see them running all that often. As for our power generation, we should... Well, I don't see any of them running. What are you doing? You make steam, right? Yeah. Not connected. Not connected. Not connected. Why are you not connected? That's odd. Okie dokie. Okay, apparently we're going to all the water. None of it's going to power. Come on. Thank you. I intentionally deleted a 1 pipe segment so I could do that. Alright, now we'll start going to power. Right? That is the high pressure side? Yeah, it's the high pressure side. Okay. In case you missed it, I had blueprinted out everything. That was all connected. Obviously, I've added a tile at some stage, and that's why it's no longer connected. Yeah, I blueprinted out everything, and I have spent literally about 2 hours putting this together. Because it's not overly complicated, except working on blue pipes on blue pipes on blue pipes, so we can all build it together, is super complicated. Anyway, with this up and running, we should start creating some mechanical power. That should hopefully go into the flywheels. One thing I'm going to do just to speed up the powering up of the process is turn off the power generator. So we're just going to put all the energy into the flywheels to start with. These are set to power production at level 4. These are set to 6. And currently we are using some amount of power from them. It's a cloudy day, which means solar's not doing great. But hopefully, when we have some generation, we should be able to unpause you, and you guys should kick in 100%, right? It's not what I expected, but I'll take it. Yeah, flywheels are still going up. Okay, you're getting there slowly. All the steam's going this way. That is empty. So we're now not making any clean water. We're converting it all into power. We'll unpause another 2 of these guys. And you're running and you're not running at all because we don't need that power yet. And we'll unpause you guys. And you've already turned off. You've already turned off because you've charged up the flywheels. You guys have turned off because you've charged up the flywheels as well. And you will have to keep running on and off depending on how much power we need and what the weather's like. Because now it's sunny, you're dead, and you're only running at 70, 80 odd % capacity whilst it's sunny. Which means we're going to reduce the amount of power we're using out of the flywheels at a slower rate. And it also means that this is kicked in and we now have a whole bunch of high pressure steam going over here to make us a whole bunch of water. Now, like I said, we have this coal system here. This coal system is still here as a backup. We're not removing this coal system. We're still going to have this coal system. It'll still produce water until we either move completely over to nuclear reactors or I come up with a better answer. Ooh. Okay, can I get one more upgrade in? I probably can. All right, so we have now got a smart reactor up and running. Well, actually, let's go check the brine pipes because that's the quickest way to see. Yes, it's all dumping brine at the same time. Another great way to check to see whether your reactor's working is you are full, excellent, and you are full, excellent, and you are full, and you are full, and you are full, and you are full. Okay, probably means that everything's working. You're full, and I have too much clean water. That's a problem. None of those pipes connect. Okay. Okay. This is why we check these things. Because with multiple copies and pastes, obviously something didn't light up at one stage. Okay, we want to go from there to there, and from there to there. Cool. Put those back in, and everything else seems to be running. You have some steam at some stage. That's all I need. I don't need to actually see you firing right now. As long as you've had some steam at some stage, you're all happy, you're all running. And as for clean water, we have, and actually something else we can do, and something else I want to do. Okay, this pipe is that pipe, which goes into that balancer. Okay, so that's the first one I want to prioritize. It just helps keep track of how full the system is. So we're going to priority out to that pipe, which means this one and this one are empty, but we can already see it 46% plus 46% plus 50% is a 450 multiplied by 3 divided by 2 means currently we were making, at the time I looked at those numbers, 675 clean water, which is replacing 2 and a bit of those burning stacks up there, saving us, what, 50 coal, roughly. Yeah, roughly 50 coal every minute, which means hopefully if now we're filled out to this section. Actually, I probably need to have a little bit more landfill right here. Probably from there to there, because one thing I do want to do is get another one of these guys in. Let's go with right there. I can't quick deliver because I don't have concrete slabs, I assume. Yeah, I have 0 concrete slabs. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more filling here. Cool. Yes, I am going to put in another cargo dock doing more glass for coal. Basically, I just want to make sure that we are... I want to get completely off coal. I want to be, well, completely off mining. I want to try... We're trying to aim for self-sustainable, and to do that, I need to stop mining what resources I can stop mining. Some of those being things like coal. To stop mining glass. Stop mining copper and iron. A little bit more difficult, but coal should be the first one we can hopefully eliminate. Along with a whole bunch of these bridges, now that we're not moving quite so many resources all the way across the map. Which maybe gives me enough. It does give me enough bricks. Concrete slabs to do that. Cool. Alright, so that's done. That's done. Our power plant is up and running. You are building scaffolding slowly, which means I'm not going to look at you. You guys have a shit ton of limestone, which means we need more limestone buckets. Can I assign you to there and build that? Oh, I didn't really want to uni it, but okay. My mistake. And we'll unpause these ones. And a red line. Assign a red line to that one. Really? Okay, I'll assign a green line instead. Oh, I didn't uni it. Well, that's unfortunate because we're not going to be able to get to the inner ones. Cannot reach just... Wow. You did well, boys. Yeah, you're stuck. It's alright, your friends will fill in behind you. It'll be fine. Alright, so... Is the tomb done? No. Alright, in that case, holy crap. I will unity from there to there because the trucks... I won't unity any of that because I don't have any construction parts. We'll leave that and hope that the trucks can reach it. Okay, and holy crap. The chicken farms are no longer hungry. In fact, that's the bonus belt, which has 28 corn on it. Corn, animal feed, which may lead to a brand new problem of if we're not burning 100 coal here per minute, I don't know whether we can still burn that stuff off. We may need to wrap this belt in up here and inject into every single one of these to make sure we can definitely burn it off. Wow, where did you choose to dump material that you can't access? Any one of these, I bet. Off and off. Copy and paste and paste. Okay. Low supply of copper. Yeah, that's really low actually. Really, really, really low. It's just because we're physically burning through it so fast. And let's also have one of those with a higher priority. That could be awkward to get to in the future. It's alright. That's alright. We've done one giant dent in that copper ramp already, and I cannot tell if that is just the copper on top falling down or there's copper in the mountain. We're going to reassign that to here instead, and we'll dig off the top layer first. Alright. Is the tomb... The tomb is done! Okay. Which now needs fuel gas and flowers. Okay, it looks like in the next episode we will be dealing with stage 5, hooking up some fuel gas, also hooking up some flowers. Also, it has more upgrades to go, which is fine because I have a little bit of a little bit of gold. According to that, I have 38,000 gold and counting. Flowers we should be able to grow. Fuel gas we have locally anyway, which I haven't done anything with, and also means that we can finally get into some of this endgame stuff. I really, really like. I've been trying to hit other goals first before jumping into the computing, the construction, and everything else. So hopefully next episode we can look at microchips. Microchips and computing are going to be in tall order. That's going to be next episode. But with all that said, I'm going to call this episode here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode with a gold Tomb of Captains, or a finalized Tomb of Captains. All depends on how you look at it. But I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye.